Tent pegging is a cavalry sport of ancient origin, and is one of only 10 equestrian disciplines officially recognized by the International Equestrian Federation. Used narrowly, the term refers to a specific mounted game with ground targets. More broadly, it refers to the entire class of mounted cavalry games involving edged weapons on horseback, for which the term equestrian skill at arms is also used. Cavaliers have practiced the specific game of tent pegging since at least the 4th century BC, and Asian and later European empires spread the game around the world. As a result, the game's date and location of origin are ambiguous. In all accounts, the competitive sport evolved out of cavalry training exercises designed to develop cavaliers' prowess with the sword and lance from horseback. However, whether tent pegging developed cavaliers' generic skills or prepared them for specific combat situations is unclear. According to the International Equestrian Federation, most equestrian authorities are of the opinion that tent pegging originated in India in the Middle Ages in the battlefields as a tactic used by the horse cavalry against elephant-mounted troops. A cavalier able to precisely stab the highly sensitive flesh behind an elephant's toenail would cause the enemy elephant to rear, unseat his mount, and possibly run amok, breaking ranks and trampling infantry. However, other scholarly sources suggest that the sport originated earlier in Central Asia or the Middle East, and was later on popularized in India. The term tent pegging is certainly related to the idea that cavaliers mounting a surprise pre-dawn raid on an enemy camp could use the game's skills to sever or uproot tent pegs, thus collapsing the tents on their sleeping occupants, and sowing havoc and terror in the camp. However, there are few reliable accounts of a cavalry squadron ever employing such tactics. Because the specific game of tent pegging now is the most popular equestrian skill at arms game, the entire class of sports became known as tent pegging during the twilight of cavalry in the 20th century. The specific game of tent pegging has a mounted horseman riding at a gallop, and using a sword or a lance to pierce, pick up, and carry away a small ground target, or a series of small ground targets. The broader class of tent pegging games also includes ring jousting, lemon sticking, quinton tilting, and Parthian archery. A given tent pegging competition's rules specify the size and composition of the target, the number of consecutive targets placed on a course, the dimensions and weight of the sword, lance, or bow, the minimum time in which a course must be covered, and the extent to which a target must be struck, cut, or carried. Today, tent pegging is practiced around the world, but is especially popular in Australia, India, Israel, Oman, Pakistan, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. The Olympic Council of Asia included tent pegging as an official sport in 1982, and the International Federation for Equestrian Sports recognized it as an official equestrian discipline in 2004. From the results of the 2008 International Tent Pegging Championships, the world's 3 leading national teams are currently Canada, India, and Oman. Members of cavalry regiments and mounted police forces remain dominant in world-class tent pegging. The U.S. Tent Pegging Association group worked on introducing tent pegging on the sidelines of polo in the U.S. In much of 2000s, USPA saw mostly solo efforts being made by individuals like Maharaja of Dunlod, H.E. Raghavendra Pratap Singh, to promote tent pegging in USA. IFI tent pegging pioneers provided much encouragement to export tent pegging to the U.S. Also H.E. Prince Malikata Khan, the icon of modern tent pegging, supported the idea of formation of USPA in the early days. All of their thrust was to establish a U.S. tent pegging team so that USA could represent itself on the international front. In 2009, in the quest to foster friendly sports ties and compete on the international front, USIF was contacted, and efforts were made to field Team USA in tent pegging in the then upcoming 2010 World Tent Pegging Championship. USPA is member of USIF.